It's not so much the story of creation, it's a picture of a creator. And when you ask, what does Genesis 1 tell us about God? You find yourself with a long list. And I've just made a list here for you. Number 1, I find out that God is personal. He has a heart that feels. He has a mind that thinks and can speak his thoughts. He has a will and makes decisions and sticks to them. All this is a personality. God is not an it. God is a he. He's a full person with feelings, thoughts, and motives like we have. Secondly, God is powerful. When our late daughter was a little girl, I remember reading Genesis 1 to her from a children's Bible. And when I'd finished, she just sat there quietly, and then she said, "No sooner said than done." And that was her summary. It's a good summary. What power. What power just to say a thing and it happens. What authority. You've got to be pretty high up to do that sort of thing. And the first 10 commandments in the Bible are all in Genesis 1. Did you know there were 10 commandments there? Count them up. Later he would give 10 commandments to us, but the first 10 commandments were given to our universe. Next, he is uncreated. He's already there. He always was there. He is being. He is always. But how creative he is when you learn that there are 6,000 varieties of beetle. What an artist, what imagination. No 2 blades of grass the same, no 2 snowflakes the same, no 2 grains of sand the same. What imagination, how creative. We can produce 7 million Volkswagen Beetles all the same. But he has this creative mind. The imagination gives great variety. There are no 2 of us the same. Look at us. What variety. He is an orderly God. The symmetry and the mathematics of the universe are such that a Jew could find out that E equals mc squared, and that this applies to the whole universe. It's mathematically so ordered. We'll see more of that later. He is a singular God because all the verbs are in the singular. In the beginning God created. The word created there is singular. But he is also plural, because the word God is not in the singular, it's in the plural. And it's not just a simple plural. Here would be the 3 words. Elohah means one God. Elohim means 2. But Elohim means 3 or more. And the word used here is 3 or more. So in the first sentence we have, in the beginning, a God who is 3, created, but he must be 1. Isn't that astonishing? He's a 3 in 1 in the very first sentence. And it takes the rest of the Bible to explain what that means. But fancy using a triple word for God with singular verbs all the way through Genesis 1. Above all, Genesis 1 says he's a good God. Sometimes when I have to choose a subject 6 months before a meeting, I can never think that far ahead, so I just say good God. And I said that covers everything I ever want to say. And twice now, posters have appeared with a horrible picture of me on them, and then good God above. And meetings have been packed. But God is good. And therefore, everything he makes is good because he is good. That's the message of Genesis. Be under no mistake about this. Evil is not God's creation. He is a loving God and wants to bless those he makes. He's a living God who's active in this world, speaking in this world, doing things in this world. He is a speaking God who communicates to us and wants to relate. He's a God who is like us. If we are made in his image, he must be like us, as well as we must be like him. And yet he's a God who's unlike us, because the one thing we can't do is create. We can make things out of something else, but we can't create things from nothing. We cannot speak, and there it is. So he's unlike us. Well, finally, I want to finish this talk by pointing out that God is never identified with his creation. There is a distinction between creator and creation from the beginning of the Bible, and we must never get those confused. The New Age is confusing them now. The creator is separate from his creation. He can take a day off and be quite apart from all that he has made. We must never identify him with what he has made. To worship his creation is idolatry. To worship the Creator is the truth.